for the Barbados team. We look at it here again. Look at that delivery there. You can see it just angling in an open stance. Resume live action here. The new batter, Amia Gilbert.
Well, it was interesting to note at the toss, due to the overcast conditions, we would have expected the Windward Islands to maybe think about having a bowl first, because we can see early on here the ball is moving around really nicely for near Wood. Wood in here again, outside the off stump. That's another good delivery. Windward just looking to, they may have to just play Wood as the ball comes. Not try anything too dangerous here early doors.
Very much so, spot on there, Adam. Winning the toss, electing to bat first in overcast conditions, some weather or wrong. Very interesting decision.
Another good probing ball outside the line of the off stump. This time they will come through for a single. So far we've had a couple of runs and a wicket off of this near Wood over so far. Seems to be a better start for the Bajans than we could have anticipated.
So after the first over, James coming back into strike. She's just faced a one delivery.
Outside the off stump again, and that's a good shot from James, but equally good fielding there. They will still get a single, maybe thinking about the extra run on the overthrow, but it wasn't there due to good backing up. So after the end of the first over here, the Windwards female under 19 are 3 for 1.
So we see now from the northern end, the players' pavilion end. Saw Tiani Herbert there, initially looking like she was going to open the bowling again. She did in the last game. But a change of heart there by skipper Erin Dean. Tiani gives the ball up. This is Solange Holford. She did bowl first, change in the last game, but this time she's going to open the bowling from the northern end. The end that umpire Vicky Daniel is presiding. She's going to bowl to James.
That's once full outside the line of the off stump. It's left by James. James will have to do a little bit of digging in here for the Windward Islands. Her score will prove vital to the team's total score.
So 3 runs on the board, already losing a wicket. A little bit of a shaky start here. Captain James will have to buckle down.
And that one's really wide outside the line of the off stump. The umpire will call a wide for this one.
Here we see Captain Dean just having a word with Holford. She'll want to capitalize on that early wicket. Keep things tight.
That was a better ball there on the line of the off stump. It's well fended down again by James. We can see from both ends there seems to be a great deal of movement here for the opening bowlers.
Yeah, and Captain Dean has got it right. Holford, who is going to move that ball across the left-hander. She's bowling from the end, so she will get that assistance from the wind.
This one is a good delivery, swinging back across the left-hander, just narrowly missing what seemed to be the top of that middle peg. Keeper almost had no chance there. I don't think the batsman or the keeper saw that coming. It's signaled as a bye from the umpire. The right-handed Gilbert comes on to strike now, having 1 run off of 3 deliveries. And Holford's in here again. Again, a swinging ball. There's an appeal from the fielders, not so much the bowler. Maybe going down the line of the leg side that time. But this is some good bowling here from Holford. Getting good move. Oh, yep, that was a look back at the wicket from the first over. Holford in again. Again, moving back into the right-hander, fended down by Gilbert. No run. Holford in here for the last ball of this over. Again, swinging back in and again fended down. This is a good start for the Bajans here, the Windward Islands, only having 5 runs for already 1 wicket down after 2 overs.
So that decision there to just withhold Tiani Herbert Myers from her off spinners to bowl Holford. The conditions just influencing that decision. It looked like a late decision as well. Left-hander James is on strike now at the northern end. Wood to continue. There is a slip.
Outside the line of the off stump there, she continues on where she left off the opening bowler.
Yeah, just flashing outside the off stump there, James. Very keen to get on with it. We saw her play pretty adventurous shot in the last over, trying to scoop one over. This one a good looking drive, but cover is in place.
Well, things could certainly become very interesting for the Windwards here if these 2 opening bowlers were to keep a tight line and length throughout this opening spell. It could become really difficult for the Windwards batters here. Outside line of the off stump, she will have to re-bowl this one, though that one straying a little bit too wide.
James seems to be going after everything. Even with the loss of that wicket, she still seems to be potted run there. She still seems to be very keen on scoring quickly.
Yeah, I think she would have to remain positive in these circumstances. She would know that she would need a big knock. And this one is down the leg side, and that would be another wide signal there by umpire Kaulasa. Wood would do well to straighten up her line and length. She's had a good start to the game so far, but they would not like to release this early pressure that they have built here by giving away these extras. That's a better recovery there from Wood, getting on to the middle peg.
And she's bowling from that southern end, so the wind will be blowing across her right shoulder, aiding in that in-swing to the left-hander, away swing to the right-hander. She does have a long leg and a deep backward square in place, so they are expecting some exaggerated swing, and the protection is there on the onside. Yeah, there's a second aborted run for the over. Just having a little difficulty building some momentum into the crease.
Oh, that's... Well, it seems as though she may have gotten away with that one there. That was a bit of a cynical shot over the top. And almost a chance for a run out here. There's a dive by Gilbert. Seemed as though she did not need to do that in the end there. They safely completed 2 runs. But James might have gotten a little bit lucky there.
Yeah, a lot of things happening on that delivery there. James trying to go over the top. Dean at mid-offs initially started charging in, realizing it was going to clear her head. Had to run back and retrieve. And they decided to come for a second. It was a close shave.
That's a good ball there, punched straight down the ground by James. That's a better shot there along the ground with the head down. Maybe she can look to pick some gaps in the ground. There are a lot available, especially on that offside through that cover region and back with a point. There's nobody behind the slip. A good ball again on the body line there from Wood. Punch straight back down the ground from James, and that brings us to the end of the third over. The score at 9-1.
Yeah, already 4 extras on the board. The end of that third over.
Well, things would have been looking really, really good for the Bajans there, save for those 4 extras. The score would have been 5-1 after 3. Still early on in the game, however, anything can happen coming down to the end, especially with James out there.
This is going to be Solange Wolford resuming with her in-swingers. She has a slip looking on the offside. There's a deep backward point on the boundary. Very interesting fielding position there. They anticipate that the ball is going to move into the right-handed Amaya Gilbert. And they're adjusting that backward point at just a tad bit finer.
Yeah, well, we can see the plan there is maybe to bowl outside the line of the off stump, and that deep backward point is there to protect any flashes or maybe thick outside edges past the forward point fieldsman inside the circle.
And you're just continuing on. There's a cover, extra cover, a mid-off, mid-on, mid-wicket, square leg, and long leg.
This one going down the leg side. The keeper will stop it from reaching that long leg fielder, but it will be a wide here signal.
Actually, the long leg is a bit fine. So, normally with that in-swing delivery, you tend to have your fine leg more towards the long leg position, but she is fine down in that position.
Oh, that's swinging in there. That one maybe kept a little bit low as well. That was difficult for Gilbert to handle, but she handled it really well.
That's why we're highlighting the field here, folks. We've seen that person on the deep point boundary. That ball is swinging into the right-hander. She has a very open stance. Very hard to see unless she pushes the ball really wide of that off stump, if that ball is going to make it all the way out to deep point. And you want to maintain that aggressive. You already picked up a wicket, that aggressive mindset. And that ball tailing in to the right-hander. Perhaps that fieldsman out there might be better served in a more attacking position.
This is Halford again, swinging in. There's a thick outside edge, and it will not reach a fieldman for a catch, and they will get a single. But if I was Gilbert there, I would tell you I'd be licking my lips in this over, knowing that there's the extra fielder out in deep point that I will not be going at. I would be looking at that leg side, because there are some big gaps in between long on and short mid wicket, and then besides for the long leg, there's nobody outside there on the boundary. So anything over the infield, and most likely would get 4.
I tell you what, if that deep point was in the normal point position, with Gilbert going across the line, getting that leading edge, it would have been a dolly catch there to point.
That's a really good point, actually. They may have missed out on a great chance there.
Left-hander James is on strike now.
This one again with a little bit of movement across the left-hander. This one is just blocked straight to
And already we see with that low bounce down at that southern end, the wicket-keeper Collymore is up to the stumps, and so is the first slip. Very close in at first slip.
This one is slugged away from James. Again, maybe getting a little lucky with hitting that ball in the air. It just goes to the left of the long on fieldsman. They will get through for a single.
Yeah, Captain Dean there in the game again. She was at mid-off in the previous over, at mid-on this time, and James really teasing the captain of the Barbados team, going over her head again. But you can see her eagerness to score. She doesn't want to get bogged down here at all. Of course, James, being a very experienced, a seasoned player at this level, this is probably her 3rd year, I believe. And she's also on the senior team for the women, Windward Islands. So she has a lot of experience in this level. She wants to capitalize on her innings. Coming at the top of the order again. Taking the score after 4 to 12 for 1.
That's a good shot there. Good cover drive on the offside. They will come through for a single.
Brings the right-hander Gilbert onto strike.
Nia Wood continues in the attack here, bowling to Gilbert. Again, we can see this deep point on the boundary as well as the long leg, a similar feel to what we had in the last over. And that's a full toss, and almost Gilbert almost made a mess of that one. Maybe getting a little bit lucky that it wasn't an inside edge onto her own wicket.
There's a stifled appeal there, striking her high up on her left leg. But the wicketkeeper Collymore is up again, as well as the first slip. Wood to try again. It's a good delivery. Bang on target there. This one just holding its line. Yeah, there is that. And I can understand the deep backward point for Wood, because she's getting that ball to move away from the right-handed batter. So the ball could very well make its way out there. And so said, so done. It's played down there. They're going to look for 2. But Bowman is out there. Alicia Bowman gets that throw in. She gets very quickly to it, gets that throw into the wicket keeper and limit the batters to 1 run. Changes in the field now with the left-hander James coming on strike. There are a lot of changes going on in the field out there. You see Headley moving across the fine leg. I think that is Calendar out there moving to the backward square. The left-handed James comes into strike. Let's just see the mid-off stays up for James.
And that one there, she had a little bit of width. You can see James, she's frustrated with herself. That one should have been put through the gap for 4 runs. Would have been a great release of the pressure as well.
They're probably just trying for too much power, not enough timing there. Seems that she has a duel with the Barbados captain, Erin Dean. She's trying to get past her all the time.
Ooh, and a little trickery. Maybe she was looking for an educated edge past the first slip to get some runs, but not to be for this time for James. The score after 5 overs is 14 for 1.
So just 1 more over left in the power play. James clearly was trying to get as much as she could, including taking on the challenge of going over the top. She did manage to get 2 over the head of the Barbados captain, Erin Dean, and just barely over her head, in fact, but the intent was there. She has 1 more over. She's just having a word with Gilbert there, probably just asking her, can you just give me the strike for this last over of the power play?
Yes, they would definitely look to score as much as possible in this last over. The Bajans will be really pleased with the power play they've had so far.
Yeah, and there's a bowling change now, Tiani. Herbert Myers is coming on. Very successful bowler for the Barbados team. She opened the bowling in the last game. Now she's bowling the last over of the power play here. And she's a quality off spinner. She's picked up a lot of wickets at this level, showing her experience now. Barbados is going to depend on her a lot in this tournament. So Dean just ringing in the changes.
This one is a little wider outside line of the off stump and is picked up well by Gilbert. There was maybe a chance for a couple of runs there, but they just come through for the single to get James on strike.
There's good fielding from the cover fielder out there chasing it down. It was in the gap, not properly well timed. This is one of the things we've seen in this tournament. Apart from the very few sixes that we've seen hit the boundary yard at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy here, 60 yards out. Just 2 sixes so far, I believe, in the tournament. So the timing has not quite been there. It's a slower bowling, slow off the pitch. Herbert Myers is going to continue this time to Zeta James. There's a deep backward square on the boundary, Adam.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a really interesting matchup now because we know that James has attacking intent and is maybe looking to go at it a little bit. There may be the deep backward square out there in case of a slug sweep. And there's the sweep that we talked about. It's in the gap. There may be a chance for 2. Nope, it's well fielded there by the fielder out on that backward square boundary. There would just be a single.
Yeah, that one just short by Herbert Myers, and James eager to pounce on it. Tugged it around the corner. Again, the timing not there. So they could only get the 1 run with that protection out there in the deep.
Well, we can hope for James with the length of time she spent at the crease, now going on to 6 overs. With a batsman of her caliber, of her experience, maybe the timing will get a little bit better now. She'll start to middle a few and we'll get to see some boundaries here.
There's a good looking shot there from Gilbert, trying to come into her own. She's 4 off 17 deliveries. Off the back foot from the off spin, and she's just trying to stroke it between a gap, a very fine gap between point and cover. Doesn't manage to get it through.
Outside line of the off stump is cut away again, but thanks to a great piece of work there at the point position, they will not be able to get through for any runs.
Yeah, so Wood there with 3 overs, 1 for 9. Holford 2 overs, 4 runs. So 22 dot balls from the 2 opening bowlers. A very good start for Barbados, plus the wicket. End of that over. The end of the power play, it's 16 for 1.
I think Barbados will be very pleased with the power play that they have managed to get done here. The score only 16 after these 6 overs. They of course would have maybe liked to have the wicket of James. They would have liked to see the back of James, definitely. Her giving them almost a couple chances there in the air, but she's still there, still working on it.
It's going to be Naya Wood to continue. She's already bowled 3 overs, so she'll complete her spell here.
This one outside the line of the off stump and just punched by James for no run. It's been a good spell here by Wood. 3 overs for 1 wicket, only 9 runs. 13 dot balls in there as well. She's in again, and there was some movement there again. It'll be no run for Zeta James. She looks as though she may be feeling a little bit of frustration right now, maybe feeling a little bit of pressure to score.
Well, 20 overs is a long time. She has 13 plus overs to go.
That one is well played there down to the long on fieldsman. They will get a single. The Windwards may just need to think about ticking the scoreboard over, getting those 1s, getting those 2s, not looking to force anything. And later down in the innings, they will most likely still have wickets intact.
There's a deep mid wicket, 7th over of the innings. Fine leg. Bisecting them is a backward square. There's a mid off, a long off, short extra cover being adjusted by Collymore, the wicketkeeper, and a cover backward point and a slip. Forwards last over.
That's a good shot through the gap there, through that cover region. It's running away, but will be fielded. They'll come back for 2, the Windward's batsman.
So Gilbert there coming into her own now. She's up to 6 from 19. Starting to stroke the ball around more freely. Gaining in confidence. So there's no backward point from the previous over for Wood. Now they're going to drop the cover outer sweep on the boundary with that shot from Gilbert. So there are 4 fielders out in the deep, 5 in the ring. The power play has ended. This one wicket to wicket this time from Wood, not giving the batsman that width outside the off stump. Although she's put the protection out there. Just looking at the backward point as well. So the ball seems to have stopped moving somewhat. Perhaps in the conditions out there, might be just a little bit harsh, negating any swing off the ball.
Well, I would still say it's a bit surprising that Captain Dean has offered this level of protection to Nia Wood. She's had a good first 3 overs. Maybe they could have been a little bit more aggressive there, the Bajans.
So that's the end of Nia Wood's spell. She has 1 for 13 off her 4 overs. Excellent spell from her. getting that first breakthrough. The Nell Chrissy for no score with a pitcher delivery that pitched on about the middle and off, and just clipping the top of that off stump. There's a fast bowler's dream delivery there, hitting the top of off, but getting that away movement. And she complemented her spell on that wicket by only conceding 13 runs. At least she had about 10 dot balls in her spell. It's going to be Tiani Herbert-Myers, the experienced off spinner. She's dropped a long on in place rather. And there is a sweeper on the boundary as well.
Well, that's a wild flash by Gilbert. Wow, the Bajans can hardly believe it.
Well, it's very interesting that shot there from Maya Gilbert. She's got into her own, stroking the ball along the ground. And out of the blue, Holford is there, that long off position. Seems as though she wants to take her on. But the power play has gone, and yet there again, she just a half step down the wicket, trying to go after Tiani, but doesn't make proper contact off the inside edge of the bat. So 2 out of 2, Adam. And not proper connection.
Well, Maya certainly has a choice to make now. Does she flight up again and risk going for a boundary? But most likely that could pick up in a wicket, as we see. It's flighted again. This one down the leg side. Again, Gilbert cannot connect with it.
Very interesting. She decided to not give her that width outside the off stump and angling it into the legs, probably thinking she's going to come down the wicket again and trying to get it past her for the stumping perhaps. But the long one is rather straight if she does manage to make connection there. Well, this is better looking cricket from both players. Just short of a length there from Tiani, and stroked very nicely off the back foot from Gilbert. Although coming into her a little bit, she seems to have perfected that shot cover drive off the back foot there.
Agreed.
Looks quite pleasing when she plays that shot.
This one is wide outside the line of the off stump. It'll be called a wide there. Well, I think Myers is going about this the wrong way. We saw the flighted deliveries on the wicket and just outside the line of off stump. Gilbert had no hesitation and just lifting her head in the air and swiping at it. So we can see that there is a long on in position right now, and I think that Myers would do a little bit better just to give the ball some airtime and to try to coerce Gilbert into a shot and maybe a catch on the boundary. That's a good ball there outside the line of the off stump.
Very eventful over there. First over from Tiani Herbert-Myers. She had one ball to come rather. She's had a good over thus far apart from the wide. It's all been dot deliveries. Most going past, about one inside edge, one into the pad. Culminating in this final delivery here.
This one is flighted outside the line of the off stump. Is missed by both the batsman and the keeper. They will come through for a couple runs.
Yeah, Tiani just frustrated with herself there, just putting her hands to her head there. She knows she's putting herself under some pressure here. She knows she's very capable and pushing that one wide those last 2 deliveries.
That's a much better delivery, and there we go. We can see Gilbert just trying to have a swipe again, and that ball flighted on the wicket. It just goes straight through Gilbert, and that's a beautiful delivery from Myers. A great comeback there.
Yes, and you could see she was just frustrated with herself on that 5th delivery, bowling another wide outside the off stump. Flustered perhaps by Gilbert choosing to come down the wicket, trying to shake up Tiani there. But this time she resorted to going back on to her regular bowling line, getting that one pitching just on about the off stump and spinning into middle stump, and Gilbert lost her shape there somewhat, trying to go after it. We look at it here again.
Well, he felt as if something would have had to give on either the wicket or a boundary.
Yeah, that really looked like a perfect delivery there from the off spinner. So she's finished her first over. 1 for 6 she's gotten. And it's 24 for 2 after 8 overs. As it's going to be Natalia Phillip coming in to bat now.
Well, she finds herself in a bit of a sticky situation here. The score is 24 for 2 after 8 overs. They have wickets in the hut, but they would need to up that scoring rate a little bit.
This is going to be, looks like the captain is going to come on here. Erin Dean. She's going to be bowling from the southern end. Shall we call it the VIP box end? Just to the back of her, BC Lara, 375, 400, 501. World record holder. We are here at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy, bringing you Windward Islands versus Barbados under 19 regional cricket action. Second round of games taking place here in Trinidad and Tobago. And it's going to be the captain.
That's a good delivery, but equally well played there by James. Swept out into the boundary, and there's a misfield. It will not run to the boundary for 4, but it will allow James to get an extra run there. Well, you must say that's not great work by the Barbados outfit. They were building the pressure really, really nicely, and Dean will not be happy with that.
Just wondering if that's the new player coming into the team here. Morris Allen down there at the backward square boundary for the left-hander. There is a short fine leg, the backward square. Sweep on the mid-wicket boundary. Short mid-wicket, long on.
Another good delivery on the line of the off-stump. It just punched a short cover there by James.
And that was the onside field. On the offside, there's a mid-off. 4 on the offside. A cover, a sweeper on the point boundary, and a backward point.
This one down the leg side again. It's a wonderful shot there by James, showing her attacking caliber. Pulled away between the gap, and there are 2 fieldsmen out there on the boundary, but it made no difference.
The first boundary of the innings there, Dean just going down the leg side, dragging it down, and James capable enough there with her experience, tugging that one, bisecting the gap there. 2 fielders out in the deep. Had no chance of catching it.
Well, it's our captain's battle here, and so far it seems as though James is really comfortable facing Dean's bowling. That's a much better comeback there outside the line of the off-stump.
Very eventful over this. 2 runs off the first ball. Boundary coming up of the third delivery. 6 runs in the over thus far.
This one again outside the line of the off-stump. It's cut away by James. They will come through for a single.
And the captain, they're putting away the boundary, then rotating the strike. Brings Natalia Phillip on to strike to face her first delivery of this game. Just getting a little bump ahead in the batting order here. Coming in at 4. Batted at 5 in the previous game. Changing the field as well for the right-hander. Long on drops out. Mid-off comes up into the ring. Good delivery there. Dean finishing the over there. After 9 overs, it's 31 runs for 2 wickets. So the inner ring for these games, 25 yards. And the boundary, 60 yards. Don't want to call on it too much, but just giving you a slight update on the weather. It's still very much overcast here. The sun just peeping out at times. There are some more dark clouds encompassing the ground. But we're on course here. Play is going on. It's 9 overs gone. So 1 more over before we get that customary 10 over break. So it's going to be Tiani Herbert Myers continuing. A little shuffling around of personnel in the outfield.
Here's Myers, a flighted up delivery on the line of the middle stump. There is a misfield, but it's tidied up by the middle fielder. Sorry.
So Tiani's first over going for 6 runs. She had a couple of wides in that over, but got the wicket off the last delivery.
So unflighted again, and it's a lovely shot by James. There's a misfield and potentially a run out, but Phillip makes it back there in time. Well, James was off as she hit the ball. Maybe a bit of well, there was a misfield. There was some hesitation, but as soon as James saw the misfield, she was through. Phillip was not 100% there, but
James stroked a nice ball out there to extra cover, held the position, but when she saw the misfield, the ball didn't get too far away from the fielder and called for the single. Phillip was a bit hesitant, but got there in the end.
It's very commendable by Phillip, actually. When she saw her captain steaming down on her, you know, some players would say, no, you get back to your crease. But it was really good work there to put her head down and just run and continue, because Zeta James, rather, is so important to the Windwards right now. We cannot afford to have her run out, and that one just kept out at the last second by Phillip.
See the wicketkeeper there taking a tumble on the threat of, looks like Asabi Kalinda. They're threatening to throw the stumps down. So Tiani Herbert Myers, her over does bring a lot of excitement when she is on. And this over is no different.
So unflighted and swung away by Phillip, but there will be no run as it peels off to the backward point fieldsman.
She's a very thinking bowler. Very experienced at this level.
Oh, and that's another great delivery.
That one was very close to how she got that wicket in the first over. So brings the end of the over 32 for 2 after 10 overs. And we're going to pause for a drinks break here at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. We're back here at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy, and the news is not so good. Hinted at it earlier in the day, but as you can clearly see, the middle strip is covered and the larger covers are coming onto the ground. And the rain has started. It's not quite belting down yet, but it doesn't look well. It's pretty ominous. Dark clouds all around the ground. And it's just going to increase in the downpour here. Ground staff doing their all just to get that strip covered. We see the umpire Kelman Kaulesa out there supervising proceedings there. And they'll have to get the bowlers run up covered as well. So it's not a good sight here from the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. Thankfully we got in 10 overs of play, so we do have a game on. The score is 2 wickets down for 32 runs after 10 overs. First wicket falling, Donnell Crease. She was bowled in the first over of play by Naya Wood. And the second wicket falling, Gilbert to that of Myers. And then the drinks break came. And so came the rain with it. So we'll take a pause here. We'll keep you updated. As soon as the covers comes off, we'll be back. So from the Brian Lara Cricket Academy, the score after 10 overs, the Windward Islands team are 2 for 32. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. This game, Windward Islands versus Barbados, and we are all set for the resumption of play after a very short rain delay. The rain came after 10 overs when the umpires had called for drinks, and that was about 50 minutes ago at 10:45. The cover came off half an hour later, and we are set to resume play here in just about a couple minutes time. Both umpire Daniel and Cowlessa are back out in the middle. Batters already out there on the field of play, and the Barbados team making their way out. Just an update in the score as well. After 10 overs, Windward Islands winning the toss, electing to bat first. Overcast conditions are 32 for 2. But the captain's Ida James is still there. She's on 16 from 27 deliveries. They lost the early wicket of Danella Crease for no score off the first ball she faced to Naya Wood. In an excellent spell, she bowled unchanged, 1 for 13 from that southern end. And Gilbert was starting to look good after a very patient 7 runs off of 27 deliveries. She fell to the off spin of Tiani Herbert Myers for that 7 runs. And then Natalia Phillip came in. A little bit dicey at first when she came in. She's yet to score, and then the rains came. But we all set here to resume. It's going to be Zayda James on strike, captain of the Windward Islands team. And she's going to be facing up to Erin Dean, the captain of the Barbados team. And all the ladies are set to go. The field is just being finalized. There's a backward point, a cover. Sweeper on the boundary, making her way there out. She'll get there eventually. We're all set to resume here. This one pulled away. There's a deep backward square, a deep mid wicket out on the boundary there for Dean, as we saw before the drinks break. As I welcome back onto commentary here, Adam Furlong.
Good morning again, viewers. We can see James straight back into her work there again, pulling that ball to the deep fieldsman on the leg side. Before the rain delay, we had a really interesting game on our hands actually. Myers was giving us an exciting spell on this commentary, and Dean battling James and Phillip. Phillip on strike now, looking to score her first run of the game for the Windwards. We can see there was a deep backward point which has been employed in the last few overs, but now she will run into the circle at backward point. And we can see some fieldsmen switching around as well.
There's some swapping around of personnel. When the captain decides she's going to send that sweeper out onto the cover boundary. So she brought in the deep backward point, but it's now pushing cover back to sweep on the boundary, and there's a deep backward square and a deep mid wicket as she comes into Phillip now. This one spooned up in the air, shortish ball off the, and it's put down in cover. Put down there by Headley. Sabriel Dana just spooned up into the air from Natalia Phillip. First ball she's facing from the captain, and it went to ground. Easy as you like. We look at it there. And grassed. So wide delivery there. You will not want to get any catches easier than that, Adam.
Well, you would have to say that would have been a pretty soft dismissal. And not great work there by the short fieldsman.
Yeah, particularly there with Natalia yet to get off the mark. Eventually signaled wide there by umpire Kelman Cowlessa. Takes the score up onto 35 for 2.
Well, I'm still in a bit of shock here. that catch being spooned up was unexpected. This is a full toss and pull away, but there's a fielder out there. Oh, what a great catch! That was really, really good work from the fielder out in the deep. Making up for that drop catch at short cover. That was Cumberbatch out there. What an incredible catch. That was hit pretty hard. The ball was swirling in the breeze. And comfortably taken in the end.
Natalia Phillip there going for no score. She did spoon up a chance there to cover earlier in the over, and that chance was put down. Well, and this time getting a full toss, pulling it out to deep mid wicket. And an excellent catch taken out there in the deep. She went down on her knees before she caught that one, trying to judge it there, but the breeze coming across the ground would have held up a bit. She managed to take it. And that is the end of Natalia Phillip going with the score on 35. She goes for no score.
Well, you would have to say that that catch made up for the initial one drop. That was just about the easiest chance. Seems as though the Bajans wanted to show off a little bit. They weren't taking the easy chance there. New batsman here is Terrell in to face Dean. Dean picking up her first wicket there. She'll be really happy with that one, as we could have sensed some frustration, a couple extras early on. It's a good comeback here from Dean. Now under pressure here again, the Windwards. Now 3 wickets down. It's in, and that's a good delivery on the wicket there. There will be a comfortable single taken by the Windwards batters. Just tidied up at fine leg.
And Jada Tyrell coming in. Batted previously in the number 4 position in the last game. Immediately getting off the mark. A wicket taking over here. Over a mixed bag here from Dean. A couple of wides, a drop catch, and now the wicket.
This is played straight down the ground, and it's another dropped catch. James gets away with another one there going in the air over the long off fieldsman.
It looks like Solange Holford out there at mid-off. And James has spooned that ball a couple times in the air to that mid-off position. Holford there getting a hand straight high over her head. Wasn't able to haul it in. And James living dangerously still.
Well, it wasn't a bad offer from James. She just didn't connect in the way that she would have hoped. We have seen her try to go over the top numerous times and just not getting her timing off. Here's James. Tyrell back on strike here to face her second ball of the innings. It's another good delivery, played out to short mid-wicket, but there will be no run. And now after 11 overs, the win was under a bit of pressure here. The score is 37 for 3. But James still being out there on 18 of 29 deliveries. You would say that she has had a good start now. Do you think that is maybe time for... Well, we can see she has aggressive intent. But do you think that she would need to stay for the Windwards for all 20 overs? Or do you think that she would need to power through now and maybe get some runs on the board?
In the previous game, Captain Zayda James made 51. And they made 110 for 5 in their 20 overs. There were 21 extras in that innings. So she will have a lot of work here still to do with 9 overs left in the game to try and post anything over 100 runs. Not much runs coming from the rest of batters.
And there's a change in the attack here from the commentary, and Myers will come off and Headley will come on to bowl her left-hand orthodox here to James.
Yeah, slow left arm orthodox bowler, Sabriel Dana Headley. She's going to come in for the 12th over of the game.
This one is wide outside the line of the off stump. It'll go past the keeper. James is looking for the second, and thanks to, well, a bit of a misfield, maybe not so much a misfield, but it did allow them to come back through for the second run, and it's signaled by a wide, by the umpire Daniel there. Not a great start here for Headley. Hopefully for her sake, she can line it up here with the second delivery. This one is flighted down the line of the leg side. It's a good sweep out by James, and again, good work on the boundary there by Cumberbatch. Well, we have seen a bit of sloppy fielding maybe by the Bajans, but certainly Cumberbatch is holding her own out there on the boundary. A great catch and another piece of great work there on the boundary, saving 4 runs. Now Headley will bowl her first delivery to the right-handed Terrell. Captain just orchestrating to her players. Yeah, those fieldsmen on the leg side did look a bit those fielders on the leg side did look a bit close to each other. Now one goes to a wide deep mid wicket and there's one in a almost a cow corner position. Here's Woodley again, this one keeping a little bit low. There's an inside edge and they will come through for the single. A lot of shifting here in the field from the Bajans. Left hand right hand combination here, sorry. And Dean has a bit of organizing to do. This is played onto the leg side by James. She'll come through for one. There were thoughts about the second, but again, Cumberbatch, great work there in the outfield. Getting to the ball quickly to just keep it at one.
And this has been a feature of James's batting throughout the tournament in previous years as well. She's not one to get bogged down. She always tries to rotate the strike. It takes her up onto 20 from 31 deliveries. So she's always looking to get things a move on. And if she's buckled down, she's still looking for ones and twos in the outfield. This one edged away from Tyrell, going across the right-hand batsman. There's a bit of a fumble there by Holford in the deep. At backward point, they're going to come for two. So 2 runs there for Tyrell. She's also looking to get that strike rotating in these middle overs here, trying to build that total, get to that 50 mark, and then take it from there in spells of 10 runs at a time to try and post that total of over 100 that is so much needed for them in this game.
Agreed. It's smart batting here from the Windwards, looking to rotate the strike. Maybe they could have thought about doing it a little bit earlier, but better late than never. Looking to rotate the strike, get a couple singles, get a couple twos in, and then maybe look for the boundaries later on. Now Headley again, this is flighted. She's flighting the ball well. It's played down to the long on fieldsman. They will get a single. That brings over 12 to a close. The score is 46 for 3.
.46 for 3 after 12. These two trying to build a partnership here. Jada Tyrell doing well to rotate the strike.
Seems as though this would be a key partnership for the Windwards. Just trying to negotiate these middle overs here. With 3 wickets already down, they still have some batting in the hut, but they would like to maybe accelerate the scoring a little bit, knowing that they have 7 wickets in hand and time is slowly running out.
There's going to be another bowling change here from the southern end. Looks like Johnny Cumberbatch coming on with her off break. Just to give you the bowling figures for the Barbados team. Now you would have 4 overs, 13 runs, 1 wicket. Solange Hall for 2 overs, 4 runs. Tiani Hilbert Myers, 3 overs, 1 wicket for 7 runs. Erin Dean, her 2 overs cost her 12 runs for 1 wicket. And Headley, 9 runs in her 1 over thus far.
Well, Cumberbatch starts over here with a good delivery and looking for a single. There was Tyrell, and now James may be caught out here on the non-strikers, and umpire Cole Lesser says not out, says that James made that dive back in time, but there was a bit of confusion. Maybe there was looks as though there was little to no communication between the 2 batsmen, and that one there looked really, really close. You would have to say that James might be a bit lucky to make it back there in time.
Well, there was a fumble from the onset, which prompted Tyrell to look for the single and go down the wicket. The throw came in. It wasn't guarded. It went for some past the fieldsman, who fumbled again, and Zyda James took off for the single. But it was not to be. She was sent back by Tyrell, who had to dive into the crease down at umpire Kelsman end, and when the stumps were broken, he said not out. So valiant effort from James to get back into her crease.
This one getting a little bit of extra bounce there. It'll go to the short third man. fielder. I don't think that we can fault either batsman there. You know, you have to be looking for the runs, and we've seen James. She's been taking on the fieldsman. Where anytime she sees a fumble, she's down the wicket in a flash. But maybe a little bit better communication, and we would see quick singles and quick twos being taken here, which is vital for the Windwards at this point in time.
Good delivery there from Cumberbatch. Rolling wicket to wicket. Dot ball.
Oh, that one
This
looks really good. And umpire Kelman Kaulasa will raise his finger. That one was plumb on. And Cumberbatch takes a wicket now. She had 4 dots to begin with, complementing her work in the field by this bowling effort. As we can see this one there. I mean, yeah, I don't think there's an umpire on earth that will not send that. That one kept pretty low. It was plumb dead on middle stump.
Couple previous deliveries outside the off stump and worked down to third man. This one on the line of the stumps, and she's going across the line, trying to work it into the onside. As you mentioned, Adam, to try and get that single and rotate the strike, but was struck in front. Choose the wrong delivery, perhaps, to try and go across the line. So that dot ball in the previous delivery probably built up a little bit of pressure in her mind, trying to get the strike rotated, get some singles in the over, and it cost her wicket. And she goes for 5 runs off of 10 deliveries. Look at it here again. Bang on target, kept very low indeed. Not a delivery you want to be trying to work onto the onside, particularly as it kept low. Deliveries that do keep low, you want to try and play a straight bat to it. But of course, this is a T20 game, and the mindset was such that trying to get as much runs as possible. So the new batter in is Sian Felix.
And we can see there Felix facing her first ball. She's right onto her front foot, even though that delivery was not as full. But that's commendable there to see. You know, when you see the ball keeping low and you're not too sure what the spinners are doing, get full on your front foot and play the ball from there. That's the end of the 13th over. The score is 46 for 4. Windwards have some building up to do here.
Yeah, a lot happening here at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. 4 wickets down now. Only 46 runs on the board. Trying back from the drinks break to get to that 50. The score was 2 for 32. Losing another 2 quick wickets there for just 14 runs being added. And not where the Windward Islands would want to be after winning the toss and deciding to bat. Perhaps that interruption there coming at the wrong time. So the runs, like the water in the outfield, have really dried up now. And adding to the mayhem, 2 quick wickets there.
Orthodox bowler back into the attack here. It's swept behind, and great work again from Cumberbatch. You just can't keep out of the game right now. That was great work. It was a nice shot into the gap there, but Cumberbatch came around and made the save. Just a single there to Zeta James. I feel like we might be seeing James taking a bit of the attack to Headley now. Certainly needed.
So James, that has been pretty much her bread and butter. Anything that has been angling down the leg side, she's quick to get down low and tug it into the onside and make a lot of work for the fielder out there in the deep. She's only managed a single or so from that shot, but it does get them a rotation of strike. And it's going to be Felix now to face up against Headley. Left arm over the wicket.
This ball is down the leg side, will be signalled a wide here by the umpire. Well, Headley needs to keep a calm head and bowl a tight line and a length right now, because Barbados have the pressure on, certainly. Now she will look to switch the bowl left arm around the wicket to the right-handed batsman, maybe looking to get a little bit of angle in. Oh, and it's another drop catch. Would you believe it? This time the ball is just patted straight back to the bowler, and she just could not hold on. That's the second drop catch we have seen in quick succession here for the Windwards. Just about as easy as you could have gotten with that catch, as we see her bowl a better delivery outside the line of the off stump.
Yeah, that one just held its line on the off stump there, the previous delivery, and popped back straight into the hand of Headley. It seems as though she had taken it, but was it in her anticipation to celebrate? She just tossed it and fumbled. Trying to toss it in the air, fumbled a bit and put the catch down. Golden chance there gone.
That's a good delivery there, angling into the right-hander, fielded by the short mid-wicket fieldsman.
That would have taken them to lose the loss of 5 wickets there. And Felix yet to get off the mark, so would have also given Headley her first wicket. She's gone for 11 runs into her second over now. She would have very much liked to snag one of those wickets.
Loud appeal from the fieldsman, but and it's given by the umpire. Well. You have to say that the batters did not look too convinced there, and the umpire seemed not to be convinced either as we look back at it here. There was a loud appeal from the Bajans outside the line of the off stump. It's pretty close, but I think we would have to say maybe a bit unlucky for Felix. Certainly very interesting there.
The umpire Daniel took a long time in deliberating there. It was very close to the bat. And the Barbados fielders insisting that they heard something. The wicketkeeper was 100% confident that that chance was in fact an outside edge. And I tell you what, Headley wasn't to be denied. Put down a catch of her own bowling, caught and bowled, and now getting the caught behind of Felix. Very disappointed, heading back to the pavilion there, not scoring any runs. And Windward Islands in a bit of a predicament here. 5 wickets down for 48 runs. Just seen the physio out onto the field there, attending to Headley. So it seems as though that caught and bowl, she got it in her hands. Perhaps it burst through her hands and hit her somewhere on the face, on the head. Because we see the physio there, Dr. Angela Boyce, just having a look at her. Not sure if there's actually a cut there, or just might be the ball just hitting on her head. You have to just go through those concussion protocols there to ensure that he's okay. But you did see all the Barbados fielders just summoning out the physio to have a look at her there. Yeah, she does seem to be taking a moment to gather herself there. The physio is in close attendance, Dr. Boyce.
Well, she seems to be recovering, and she will certainly be happy once this injury is not serious, because she has just taken a wicket there, really helping out her team. Now, the Windwards, they certainly have a predicament ahead of them. The only thing, they will be hopeful because they still have their skipper, James, out there, and we know what she's capable of, scoring a 50 in that first game. So the Windwards will remain hopeful, but I think we need to see some batters helping out Zeta James. They just need to stick in with her, rotate the strike, just get her on strike, because she's certainly capable of scoring some runs here and getting the score close to 100. What do you think would be a defendable score today?
Well, the totals that have been successful thus far in this tournament, and those games were played at the Brian Lara facility, we are playing on just about the 5th strip across from the east. Previously, we played on a different strip on Thursday, on the 4th of July, and there were a lot of fireworks on that day, 4th of July, here at the Brian Lara Cricket Ground. Windward Islands did win their first game, and they did post 110. So they would want to get a total somewhere in the vicinity of that. It's a long way away from there, but perhaps they need to get to that 50, then look in batches of 10 runs with the wickets they do have. Of course, the captain, Zaida James, is still there. She's on 21. So she will have to do a lot of the bulk of the scoring to try and get her team to that 100-run mark. She has in her company now Nisha Alexander, who is in now after the fall of Sian Felix.
When opened up there, Alexander looking to go big down the ground, does not connect. It'll be a dot ball to finish off Headley's over, taking a wicket in that over. Score is now 48 for 5 after 14 overs.
Yeah, so a successful over there from Headley, taking the wicket of Sian Felix. It's 5 for 48. And we'll just give you a little update on the scores around the area in Trinidad and Tobago.
Well, firstly, we have Trinidad and Tobago under 19s women's team playing against the Leeward Islands. This game is taking place in St. Augustine in UWI-Spec. The innings has just been completed for the Leeward Islands batting first. They scored 81 for 8. Trinidad women have just come out to start their second innings. We saw wickets from Jessica Orozco, from Kasar, from Ramtahal. Samara Ramnath is now out there for Trinidad opening the batting, having 0 runs off of 2 balls, just stepping out, and Ramtahal also there as the other opening batsman. We saw the Leeward Islands. Claxton had a great 42, a captain's knock there. The only batter to reach in double figures beside for Kambal Pali, who scored 16. This one is in the air down to the fieldsman, who will not reach it for the catch, but she can field it and stop a boundary.
It looks like Holford being placed out in that deep mid-wicket area for Zaida James. Tugging that one. Again, her strength there, pulling that ball into the onside. 49 for 5 now in the 15th over. It's Johnny Cumberbatch back into the attack from the southern end. Gonna ring in the changes now. Alexander facing her first ball from Cumberbatch, and the cover comes in, the deep mid-wicket and the deep backward square. Heads out to the boundary for the right-hander. And all set and ready to go.
And she's bowler, it seems. Yes, she has. This is great work from Cumberbatch. And we can see a little jig there by the Slips fieldsmen. These Bajans are certainly feeling this game now.
Yeah, that ball there from Johnny Cumberbatch. And this was, Alexander has been looking to hit everything as she came out to bat. And this one is just heading into that off stump, crashing into the off stump. You swing, you miss, I hit. And Cumberbatch says, easy as Sunday morning. Another wicket falls. It's 6 wickets down now for 49 runs.
Well, you have to have felt as though that was coming. We saw she had a few swipes at the balls before before her wicket has fallen. Maybe James needs to have a word with her batters and let them know the situation, that we need to stick in here, ladies. Yep, straight through her. The first slip seems to be more excited than Cumberbatch herself there.
Yeah, this is not what the Windward Islands would have wanted after that rain interruption. The new batter, Selena Ross, left-hander. Wide outside the off stump from Cumberbatch, just adjusting for the left-hander. So 2 left-handers at the wicket now.
Well, we can see that the Bajans have 2 fielders on the leg side on the boundary. There seems to be a backward square leg, and there seems to be a deep mid-wicket, as we can see Cumberbatch here bowling a ball for a dot. Now, do you think it would be advisable to maybe have a little bit more of an attacking field? Granted, that is a spinner bowling right now, and they would like to be a little bit defensive, especially on that leg side, knowing that the sweep shot is always an option.
Well, slip is in, please.
Another big appeal from the Bajans. Umpire Kaulasa says not out.
Asabi Calendar in the first slip there for the Barbados team. And she is just down on all fours there after appealing there vociferously. She can certainly smell the blood now. Barbados looking to finish it off. Go for the kill. 6 wickets down and 50 comes up on the board. The end of the over there. So the 50 does come up in the 15th over. 16 extras adding to that score of 50 after 15 overs. And Selena Ross is out there yet to score. Captain Zada James is still there. She's on 22 of 33 deliveries.
Well, Zada James has certainly gotten the start that she needed. She's been there since the beginning of the innings. And I'm fairly certain we are about to see some fireworks Whether those fireworks come from James or they come from a bowler taking her wicket, we are yet to see. But James will certainly be looking to attack, and the captain Dean can recognize that because we now have a sweeper on the boundary, we have a long on, we have a deep, almost a cow corner's position, and then Cumberbatch is at her station at deep backward square.
The left-hander coming into the left-hand batsman. And again, James is down on her legs, pulling away. The non-striker runs down Ross, only to be sent back by James. So it seems as though the single was definitely on. She's played that shot previously and has taken the single. But this time, Ross almost face-to-face with her, sent her back. So she has obviously decided she's going to take on the majority of the strike here in this innings for the rest of these 5 overs.
Well, I mean, we can hardly blame her, can we? We haven't seen much contribution from the other batters. She looks like she's the one here. She's going to carve her name in lights right now against this Bajan side.
Well, his back's against the wall here because it's going to be very difficult if she decides to do that from now with 5 overs left to go in the innings. So a lot of deliveries. There you can see it there. There's some doubt in her mind. Caught in 2 minds there if to try and just punch it into the offside and get a single or look for 2, or if to play her normal traditional shot to pull it into the onside. It was neither and played back to the bowler, Headley. No run. Short and outside edge. They're going to get 2 here at least. Giving chase down there. It looks like Bowman. And they're going to come for 2 comfortable runs there from James. She'd be happy with that.
Well, these are the circumstances in which great players shine. And we know that Zeta James, she has a lot of talent, a lot of experience. This is exactly the kind of situation where you would think as your most experienced batsman, you would relish this kind of situation. Again, a sweep shot tried by James. The signal from the umpire is not a wide, so there may have been some battle. It may have been close enough to the wicket.
They're just missing out on the chance there. A bread and butter shot, as we described earlier, to pull it into that onside. They have adjusted the mid-wicket more to cow corner, so there is a big gap there in the onside, and she's just been cursing her luck there, missing out on a chance to put away one to the boundary between that cow corner and backward square. But Headley is here to try again against her. She's on 24. Step down the wicket and hoist it over the mid-off fielder there. And it goes into the boundary over the head of Dean. She hadn't made proper connection previously earlier on in the innings. This time stepping into Headley, catching it on the full and depositing over the head of the captain Dean there at mid-off. And it goes into the boundary for 4 welcome runs. 52 for 6 after 16.
Yep, that one there was a gorgeous shot from James. That's the one she's been looking for all morning rather. Finally connects with it and gets a boundary.
Look at it, they're just stepping down the wicket, timing it perfectly.
Well, we did see the captain of the Barbados women's team, Dean. She brought up the fieldsman so that James would not be able to take the quick single that she wanted to get onto strike, but James took that in stride and decided to take a boundary instead. But now Selena Ross is on strike to face Cumberbatch, who has 2 for 2. She's been bowling really well.
James quick to pounce on that leg by there, trying to work it into the onside there. Ross, an opportunity to get a single, but doesn't make contact, comes off the tie pad, and James was quick to respond. That ball just trickled away, not too far from keeper Collymore, but she is that quick, she was able to get in. 57 for 6 now. 1 delivery gone in the 17th over. Long off, long on, dropping out to the boundary. The coaching staff there, Ryan Hines, Charlene Tate, out on the boundary edge, giving out instructions. Wide outside and cracked away by James. She finds the gap for the first time through the offside between cover and backward point. It's sat up there, hit me ball there from Cumberbatch. One of her very few bad deliveries, and James had the caliber enough to put that one away, punching it between the 2 fielders. Not even taking off to the single. She knew it was 4 runs all the way at him.
We can see the Barbados coaching staff here maybe offering some extra expertise in terms of setting the field and which bowlers to pick for Dean. But yeah, a very classy shot from James there. She's finally showing her prolific batting experience. And another one here, but there are 2 fields, man. She just drops back instead of going forward for the catch. There may have been a chance there, but decided to save the boundary instead.
It looks to be Holford out there again in the floppy yellow hat. And the coaching staff out there. Manager Ryan Hines, of course, West Indies Test batsman. Barbados batsman as well. The assistant coach Charlene Tate, along with the manager Nicola Graves. Very keenly paying attention to what is going on there. They know the team is on top. They had a defeat in the first game. They want to ensure that Erin Dean can shepherd her players over the line in this one, at least in the first innings, and restrict the Windward Islands to under that 100 runs.
Stifled appeal from Barbados. We can see the first slip is enjoying herself again. Oh, and it's sent by...
She's out bowled. That one seemed to come off the tie and onto the off stump. We were just wondering, an appeal went up there. The umpire was unmoved, and then Ross turned around and headed back to the pavilion. There we see it. Did she play it onto her pad and then onto the stump? Definitely coming off the pad at some point and trickling onto the off stump. And Ross goes, trying to work a bad delivery into the onside, perhaps to get that single. We look at it again. Is it bat onto pad?
Seems as though
Yeah,
it might
she
have been.
hit it onto her boot as she opened to clear that front right leg, and she pulled it into her boot. And just as Harry Kane would do, just tapped it onto the stumps. And the bail fell and she's gone. 7 wickets down now for 62 runs in the 17th over. Another setback here for Captain James and the Windward team.
We have certainly seen some unique situations here. That one we can see as very, very unlucky for the batter. We can see the new batter coming in is Francois. And again, the field is spread out. We can see a sweeper now dropping back and 2 fielders on the leg side boundary. And the long one as well. Cumberbatch decides to send back.
And the last delivery of Cumberbatch's 3rd over, she now has the incredible figures of 3 wickets for 7 runs. What an outstanding performance here from this rising star, Najani Cumberbatch. 1 over yet still to go from her, but she has 3 for 7. Outstanding performance for her team.
Well, the Windwards may be in a little bit of trouble because we know that Cumberbatch has 1 over left, and we also know that Myers has 1 over left. Two good bowlers there, and 3 of us left in the innings. They will do harder.
So Delisha Francois is in. And it seems as though Tiani Herbert Myers is going to come in for her last over of the innings. She bowled all her overs from this northern end, the commentary box media center end. And she's going to be bowling to James. So with just 3 overs left to go, Captain Dean is counting down to her best bowlers.
This one is flighted outside the line of the off stump. There is a sweeper on the boundary to cover it. They will come back for 2, and it's good work there by the Windward's batters.
As you could hear the Windward's coaching staff there, Mr. Clayton down on the boundary here is just barking out some instructions there to his batters to come back for 2. Coach Clayton Burnett with the Windward Islands team. So James on strike. She's on 35 now from 42 deliveries. Just inching closer to that landmark 50. Yet to see if she'll have enough deliveries to get there. And this one is pitch full. She's trying to pull it around the corner. Loud shout for LBW. Perhaps just pitching outside the leg stump. Not making contact with the bat, but trying to sweep on that leg stump line again. But it was a bit too full this time.
Well, I'm sure the Windward's team had their hearts and their mouths on that delivery, potentially losing James. But this is a really good drive again outside the line of the off stump. They would have liked to get two there, but it's good work by the fielder again with that yellow floppy hat. It seems as though the ball is following Holford and Cumberbatch around here.
Yeah, we could hear the excitement in the outfield as well. The coaching staff from both the Barbados team as well as the Windward Islands team supporting their team to the fullest here. Jada James trying to get back, hoping that Holford would fumble again, but she didn't. She held her nerve, got it in her grasp, got that throw in, rifled it into the bowler's end. And James remonstrating with herself that she wasn't able to come back for that second run. She's on to 36, just walking down to the new batter, Delisha Francois, just giving her a little bit of instruction as the balls are running out in this innings for them. James will want to get back on strike, telling her perhaps, look for that single, try to get me back onto strike. Barbados coaching staff just behind the wicket keeper down on that southern end. Ryan Hines and co. Eagerly looking on. It's Myers, and this is beating the baton pad, crashing into that off stump. And Tiani Herbert Myers does what she does best, managing to prize out another wicket here. What a fantastic bowler she is, picking up her third wicket for just 10 runs in her final over. And what a find she is, certainly for the West Indies Cricket Academy.
Well, we saw James charging down at that end there, looking to get a single and get back on strike as quickly as possible, but just not being able to negotiate that ball, the batsman, on this occasion.
Yeah, just looking back at it again there, she played all over that, Francois, and getting on. And just wondering, it came off the wicket keeper and into the stump, or was it off the stump onto the wicket keeper? It all happened so just behind the batter. Wasn't able to quite see too clearly what transpired. But what didn't transpire for sure, as the scorecard will tell you, is that Francois is gone for no score. And it's 8 wickets down now for 65. That 100-run target for Zeta James looking more and more as if she's not going to get there. Yeah, so the new batter making her way out now, Kayla George. She is the wicketkeeper for the Windward Islands team, taking guard from umpire Daniel. And Tiani has just 2 balls left in this over to finish her spell. She has 2 for 10. Delisha Francois going for no score.
That's a great delivery again. A loud appeal, looking for that wicket. Not to be this time for Herbert Myers. Well, you would have to feel for James at this point. She's had a very good knock so far, just not being able to find a companion. That's a good delivery and well played there by George to keep that one out. 2 overs remaining. James will be on strike for the first ball of the penultimate over. Score is now 65 for 8 after 18 overs.
Yes, so now Tiani Herbert Myers just completing her spell, 2 for 10. Excellent bowling from her 4 overs. Naya Wood as well, her 4 overs cost her 13 runs. So excellent going from the 2 bowlers here for the Barbados team. And of course it's been Cumberbatch who's taken 3 wickets for 7 runs, and she's back into the attack as there we see Coach Clayton Burnett there with his notepad in front of him, taking down all the notes that he needs.
Well, amidst all the chaos that we have seen in this game today, we have seen some incredible bowling performances by the Bajan girls so far. Cumberbatch, Myers, and Wood, names to be shouted out there.
Another look there at the Barbados contingent just making their way along the boundary edge, spurring their players on. Coach Ryan Hines, Charlene Tate there, as well as the physio. Dr. Boyce outside the off stump. Cut shot there from James. Doesn't make contact. Collymore has a good take behind the stumps. We're not speaking about her wicket keeping in the innings thus far, but a very experienced campaigner she is behind the stumps and has had a good game.
That's played into the air. There is a feeler out there and the catch is completed successfully. That will be the back of Zeta James rather. It was a captain's knock, a very mature knock with batters falling all over her. She goes for 36 runs off of 45 deliveries. You would feel like she would beat herself up maybe a little bit. It was a bad ball, a short delivery, and we know that she likes that tug shot into the onside.
That catch being taken out there by Ebony Brathwaite. Good pair of hands out there in the deep and quite comfortable catch taken by her. Judging it to perfection. Taking it high up in the air. Textbook style. And I tell you what, Nijani Cumberbatch has 4 wickets for 7 runs.
Well, Cumberbatch has really been pulling back the game here for the Bajans. We saw her take a terrific catch in the deep, and now she has picked up 4 wickets off of her bowling. Incredible stuff. We see Destiny Edward coming in here as the number 11. Cumberbatch will for sure be hoping to get that extra wicket and bowl out the Windwards, because she'll pick up 5 for 7. Incredible figures.
Coming down to the end of the innings here, not what the Windward Islands would have wanted at all. Winning that toss on an overcast day. Did have a rain delay after the drinks period, and it's now 65 runs and 9 wickets on the down, and the captain is gone. The slip comes into place. Not often you see a slip in the 19th over. It's a deep backward square, short fine leg, mid wicket, mid off, mid on, cover, and a backward point. One sweeping on the boundary on the offside. It's a good delivery there. Destiny Edwards, the batter, coming in. Couple deliveries outside the off stump for her. Play and a miss. Other batter, Keela George, at the other end. So very much the tail is in for Windwards, and this one is down the leg side, pulled past that short fine leg and into the boundary for 4. 4 much welcome runs. Umpire Kelman signalling there, much to the glee of the Windward supporters. Takes their total up onto 69, pulled away. Good looking shot there, badly lined delivery there from Cumberbatch.
Yeah, Cumberbatch will be kicking herself after that ball. She's bowled such a good spell so far, and just concedes a boundary because she goes too far down the leg side. Now adjusting the deep mid wicket in position, getting her a little bit squarer. This one is wide outside the line of the off stump. Will be signalled a wide by umpire Kelman Kaulasa. Well, Cumberbatch will need to keep a cool head right now. She only has 2 balls left for her spell. Her spell was 7 wickets for 4 runs before the boundary. Staining her figures a little bit here. She comes in, there's a much better delivery. It's driven to short cover. They will take a single, a chance for a run out. And not out. Maybe not executed as well as Cumberbatch would have liked, because it seemed as though it would be a suicidal run. They hit the ball straight to the field and just took off.
You're not sure there was much of a call there, but George scampering down, taken in her hand there by Cumberbatch, breaking the stumps. Not out, says the umpire.
That was really good work from the batter there to actually make it back into the crease. That was a quick single. Maybe the Windwards needed some more of that early on in the innings. And Cumberbatch will finish her spell here with a dot ball.
The excellent spell from her. 4 for 14 off her 4 overs. Nijani Cumberbatch, she'll be one of the rising stars, heroes celebrated here today for this Barbados performance if they do come out on top. It's an outstanding piece of bowling from the bowler there. Her off spin taking up 4 key wickets for her team. The score now 72 for 9. 19 overs gone.
The last over about to be bowled here. The score is 72 for 9. Not as much runs as the Windwards would have liked, and they do have a few wickets down now. We saw they only lost maybe a couple, probably 3 wickets early on, but it's crumbled coming down to the end here thanks to a good bowling spell from Cumberbatch and a good comeback from Myers.
Well, interestingly enough, the captain takes the ball. She is going to complete the innings for the Barbados team bowling wise. She's gone 2 overs, 1 for 12, got the first wicket. So it's going to be Solange Halford who misses out on finishing her 4 overs. She had 2 overs remaining. She's only gone for 4 runs opening the bowling. But it's going to be the captain. It's her prerogative. And a good delivery there. Wicket to wicket bowling. Very late call. The wicketkeeper took off. A late call there for the run between these two.
Well, you would have to say that's maybe a bit of sloppy feeling there. The keeper took off behind it, and she was not able to get there in time to turn and throw, and nobody was backing up the wicket to effect a run. It would have taken a direct hit.
Another good delivery here from D. No chance of a run. It's played out to Holford there at mid-on. Most of the field is in. Just 2 out in the deep on the onside. But Dean has been bang on target here. 4 fielders on the offside, 5 on the on. Final over of the innings. Another good delivery there. Bang on target, on or about the off stump. Nothing short. No balls, no wides. Just get through this overs. That is what the captain, Erin, would be thinking. This one just rising, spinning, turning. A little bit of bounce there. First one we've seen just kicking up a little bit. Maybe a good sign for the Windward Islands when they turn to bowl. Another good delivery played out. The calling has been very circumspect from these two. Not quite sure how to judge the single or not, particularly when it goes to point and square leg. It's the most difficult area to judge a single. No run in the end. It's going to be the final delivery of the innings for the Windward Islands. Played in. It's going to be Holford there to pick it up at mid-on. They do get the single. George gets off the mark. And it's going to be 74 runs for the Windward Islands. Loss of 9 wickets at the completion of their 20 overs. Ida James stopped scoring with 36 or 46 delivery. Only Gilbert and Edwards adding 7 and 6 respectively to the total. The extras finishing up on 19 out of that total of 74. So the Windward Islands not where they want to be, but it's runs on the board. As we see the players come off the field now, the Windward Island coach is just encroaching onto the boundary there to start his warm-up preparation early. They would want to get at the Barbados batters. Ryan Hines just crossing paths there. Just friendly gesture, handshake between the two coaches. Of course, this is all for the development of West Indies cricket. The two coaches very much cognizant of that fact. There is a battle going on there, but they do see the bigger picture. And the bigger picture here is that Barbados needs 75 runs to win. It'll be their first win if they do get there, and a much needed one for them if they are to keep their chances alive in this tournament. So we're going to take a break here from the Brian Lara Cricket Academy, letting them know that the Windward Islands, winning the toss, lost 9 wickets, managed to score 74 runs in their 20 overs, and will resume after the break for the Barbados innings. Good afternoon to our viewers and welcome back to a very rainy South Trinidad. We're here at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. We've had another rain delay. Rain just falling again at the break between innings. The Windward Islands amassing 74 runs, losing 9 wickets in their 20 overs. We've lost about an hour play thus far, and there will be a revised total with the game set to resume at 1:15. It's past that now, but there's still some action being taken there on the outfield. We see now umpire Kelman Cowlesser just calling the covers back onto the field. So it's not a good sight here, as the Windward Islands players as well as the 2 opening batsmen for the Barbados team running off the field. That's a bit of a shower coming down yet again here at the facility. We had a delay. Rain came down at 12:30, so we already have 45-minute delay, and there's set to be a revised total. We'll confirm that total. It's supposed to be 57 runs from 14 overs, but there'll be another adjustment to that depending on how long this delay is. And not good news here from the south of Trinidad. What we can do is just give you an update on this game. So Zyder James made 36 from 46 ball, top scoring in their total of 79 for the Windward Islands. And there was some 19 extras in that innings of 74. The main destroyer, Najani Kamabach, taking 4 for 14 in her 4 overs, as well as Tiami Herbert Myers getting 2 for 10. And the early breakthrough from Naya Wood taking 1 for 13. So Barbados innings just delayed in their start now. It'll be a curtailed innings. It's not going to be the 20 overs. We anticipate it'll be 14 overs or less, as the covers are coming on to cover the main strip there. The rain is just coming down that much harder here at the Brian Lara facility. And just some more updates on scores in the other games. I'm here with my co-commentator Adam Furlong. Just give you an update on those games, Adam.
Good day again, viewers. Well, we had Trinidad and Tobago under 19 women's playing the Leeward Islands under 19 women. That game has just concluded. Trinidad and Tobago women overcoming the Leeward Islands thanks to a comprehensive knock by skipper Samaya Ramnath, scoring 35 off of 53 deliveries. The final scores for that game were Trinidad and Tobago under 19 women 83 for 6 after 19 overs, and the Leeward Islands, having bat first, only posted 82 for 8 in their 20. And then taking you over now to Diego Martin, we have Guyana under 19 playing against Jamaica under 19. That game is also concluded. A comprehensive victory by the Guyana under 19 women, batting first, scoring 133 for 7 wickets in their 20 overs, thanks to a 46 by Barkoye and a 31 by Grimman. Jamaica under 19 women were only able to get to 52, losing all of their wickets in 15.2 overs. There was some good bowling there though by Mans, taking 4 wickets for 15 runs in her allotment of 4 overs. Marks taking 1 wicket for 8 runs in her 3 overs, and Trisha Hardat taking 2 wickets for 11 runs in just 2 overs.
So as the rain continues to pour down here at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy, that game for Trinidad and Tobago, a much needed win for them, having lost their vice captain due to an injury, Katie Jazz Michelle. We've yet to get an update on what her condition is, but she's not playing in that game for Trinidad and Tobago. She was taking a quick single and the bat got stuck somewhere along the pitch trying to ground into the crease, and there was a mishap there with her, so she had to be stretchered off of the field. So I hope that she's doing much better. She's a key player for the Trinidad and Tobago team, as well as being the vice captain under Captain Samara Ramnath. Of course, Ramnath top scoring there in that Trinidad and Tobago innings. 35 runs off of 53 balls. Really a captain's innings from her, and able to help Trinidad and Tobago get over the line. Yes, a weakened batting performance again from Trinidad and Tobago, not what they would have been anticipating. And the wickets falling there, Kimberly Anthony 2 for 19, and Jazara Claxton getting 1 for 10, as well as Courtney Brown 1 for 10 in that game. So Trinidad and Tobago, Leeward Islands with 1 win, but Trinidad and Tobago overcoming them in that game there And the wickets for Trinidad and Tobago, Kanika Kassar getting 2 for 15, 1 for 21 from Amrita Ramtahal. Amrita Ramtahal also opens the batting for Trinidad and Tobago. Very much all rounder from that best team down south, Barport East Senior Secondary School. Participated, she's captain of that team, participated in the Intercol Gale finals against Rio Claro. So she is opening batting and the bowling for Trinidad and Tobago. A wicket for Jessica Orozco coming into the team. 1 for this season, 1 for 9 from her. Samira Naidu as well. No wickets but 9 runs, very economical from her. And of course the captain Samara Ramnath in her 4 overs, just 13 runs. Brian Haricharan 1 for 12. So the replacement in that game for the vice captain, Khadijaz Mitchell, Katrina Rubin came in, batting in the 1 down position though, as to compare to Khadijaz, comes lower down in the middle order. She just got to 4 runs of 12 deliveries. She was a victim of the captain Claxton as well in that game. So good news for the Trinidad and Tobago team. 1 win each to both the Leeward, and now the Trinidad and Tobago and the 19 team, a win for them as well. And of course the Guyana game, the other game, Guyana amassing 133 runs for 7 wickets. Rialina Grimon, captain of that team, previously opened the batting in previous seasons, but she's dropped down into the middle order for that game, posting a good total as well. And of course Naomi Barkoi, she has been at the top of that order for the Guyana team and doing well yet again. 46 runs to her off 34 deliveries with a strike rate of 135. It's one of the highest totals we've seen posted in the tournament, for 137. Grimond with 31 there as well, and 20 extras helping to bolster that total to 133. And the Jamaican women not really responding in kind. 52 all out, 11 extras in that total. Trisha had a 2 for 11, had an excellent spell in the previous games, but Danielle Mans 4 for 15, really the highlight of the bowling innings for the Guyana team. So those games are concluded. This game just delayed by another rain delay here, and the target will have to be revised for the Barbados team, but the Windward Islands 74 for 9 after their innings of 20 overs for them, with captain Zaida James top scoring with 36 and Naijani Kamabach 4 for 14 in her spell. So we'll resume with an update as soon as the rain ceases, which shouldn't be too long now. It's coming down in spurts here at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy, and we'll be back with some more after the break. And welcome back here to the Brian Lara Cricket Centre. And it's not good news, as you can see on your screens there. And it's rain, rain and more rain. And this game, word from the officials is that the game is now called off. Both teams will share a point apiece. So Windward Islands making 74 for 9. Barbados not getting a chance to reply to it, even though there was a break. And we made an attempt at 1:15 to resume play. But the rains came as the players were out onto the middle without a ball being bowled. And now some 30 minutes later, it's been called off. So the result here from the Brian Lara Cricket Academy, Windward Islands versus the Barbados team. It's a rain-affected game, and both teams will share points. So that's it here from us in the media center, and wishing you all the best for the rest of the day. So long.